Hi guys, welcome back to another Coffee and Conversations video. If you're new here, I am Roxana. I am the creator of this channel and the blog acquaintlife.com. So welcome. This video today, I'm going to be talking about ways to create joy or having a sense of joie de vivre, that joy for life that we're oftentimes looking for and missing in our lives. So this topic is certainly so important for my own personal way of going through life and thinking about life. I spend a lot of time thinking about ways to create joy and to have that sense of happiness and beauty every single day. And I know that sometimes this topic can be a little frivolous to some people because we seem to get in that hamster wheel of life where we're going from one thing to the next constantly and continuously until it's time to go to bed and sleep and then get up the next day and do it all over again. But just to kind of give you a little bit of insight as to why I'm so passionate about finding joyful things to do for ourselves every day and to create beautiful moments, and why that's so important, because I am somebody who for a large part of my life I did live without a lot of joy. Growing up, I lived between two homes. My parents were divorced, and so I had my father's home and my mother's home, and one of the homes was very stale. It was ran by an unhappy person, and so the environment didn't have a lot of joy in it. It was definitely an environment that left a mark on me in how I choose to live my everyday life. And so realizing that we are the creators of our own experience, right? Day to day, we get to create what goes on in our homes. We get to create our home. We get to create our life experiences and choose to be who we want to be in the world every day. And I don't think there's anything more exciting, not to say that I'm making up for anything, but I definitely choose to have a joyful life, and I love to share that with you on some of those ideas. And that's exactly what this video is today, is to just share with you everyday things that you could do to create that sense of joy within your home without having to plan a vacation to find it or to have a night out with friends to find it, because certainly every single day is worth doing things with intention. Now, this isn't to replace anything deeper like praying or meditating or journaling. Those all are great aspects to my own life and to others' life. Those are deeper foundational things on joy and how to create a joy within ourselves, right? But I'm talking about everyday life, everyday living, and small tiny things that we could do that we often overlook to create a little bit of beauty every day. I have a list on the blog post of 11 things that you could do to intentionally live or to find more joy throughout your days at home. So I'm not going to go through all 11 things, but what I will do is link the blog post for you below so that you could check it out and read through those ideas. That will be found right below in the description box for you. I have often talked about this one many times, and I hate to gripe on those of you, or to sound like I'm griping for those that use paper plates or plastic utensils and things like that to have their meals. I did that as well when I was a younger homemaker. I thought it was so much simpler. Why didn't everybody do this, was my mindset. Of course, that mindset has changed now after experiencing and using our good dishes to eat every day. I noticed that everything changes in the meal. Setting the table for your meals, it's so simple to do, even though it seems like it's an extra chore. Putting a couple placemats out, a napkin, some silverware, just having everything set creates a very nice and almost formal feel to a meal. But even if you're just having a sandwich and you put your sandwich on a pretty plate and you serve it and you have a nice glass of whatever you like to drink in a pretty cup, it creates something. It makes the experience a little bit more memorable. It makes it a little bit more pleasurable. And while we're on the topic of dishware, let's talk about water cups. Okay, so I understand we're living in the day and age where everybody's got a water bottle for the gym or not for the gym, just to measure or pre-measure things, and it's so much more convenient. But let's let go of the convenient factor there for just a second and consider using a beautiful water goblet to drink our daily water intake. Putting a nice piece of lemon in there. Also, I like to have lemons in the house. I slice them daily for both myself and my daughter's water, and I like to use a beautiful cup, if not a wine glass, to enjoy that water. If you don't have a water goblet, that works just as well. There's something joyful and beautiful about picking up a pretty glass and drinking and having a nice glass of water every day. And it's small and something everybody can incorporate into their day, but it does make a difference in our overall joy and beauty that we're experiencing each and every day. We eat at home a lot. I think I've shared that on here many times, right? We eat at home a lot, and I cook a lot, as you guys know also. But eating outside is something that I absolutely love. I find it to be just one of my favorite things to do, and ways to have our meals. I know there's bugs out there. I do, understand the whole flies. I do have these really awesome fly fans, though, since we're on the topic, that I will link for you below, because they are one of my favorite products that I have ever purchased for getting rid of the flies, or at least keeping them at bay while we're having our meal. So check those out, because they're definitely cool. Anyway, eating outside is such a pleasurable experience. We're around nature. We hear the birds chirping. We can make the table just as lovely outside as we can in. And I just like to be surrounded by our garden. If you don't have a garden, but you have maybe some potted plants or something, think about these little things that you could do to make everyday life a little bit more fuller and a little bit more richer. Just take dinner outside, have a picnic in the backyard, or just like I said, every once in a while go and have breakfast in the backyard. If you have a backyard or a balcony, put a little table out there and just enjoy the sound of nature. Here's the thing, making your bed every day. That doesn't really seem like something that's going to give you joy, but hear me out on this one too. When you make your bed every day, when I was younger, let's start there actually. When I was younger, I didn't make my bed every day. I figured we're just going to get back in it. And I can't believe I thought that way, but I did. So I know there's other people that think that way, and that might be actually you. So I would think we're just gonna mess it up again. Why sit there and make our bed every day, right? So I would shut our bedroom door, and every time throughout the day, I would have the rest of the house perfectly clean, but every single time I would walk through our bedroom door, it was so irritating to see my room look in shambles, really, because it doesn't matter how clean your room is. If your bed is not made, it doesn't look right. It looks like a messy room. So make your bed every day, do yourself a favor, and each time that you come in there, you will not have that sense of irritation. You will go into your room at the end of the day and feel like getting into a nice made bed. You'll feel better about it, and it does make you a little bit more joyful in a day, not having to look at a mess. Every afternoon, I really look forward to a cup of afternoon tea. Now, if tea isn't your thing, cup of coffee, a Pellegrino, something that you like or like to drink, just think of afternoon lemonade, whatever it would be in your case. Just stopping for a few minutes, and I've talked about looking at books. That's something I like to do with my afternoon tea, but stopping to just take a few minutes for myself to look at something beautiful and enjoy my tea, or like I said, whatever beverage that you should pick, and just taking something nice in while you're enjoying your beverage. This one's for you coffee drinkers. I'm definitely a coffee drinker. My morning cup of coffee is pretty important or special to me, and I like to make sure that I carry my favorite coffee and that I am making it in a way that I enjoy it mostly, because it is a small moment in the morning, and every day I don't want that brewed Folgers coffee. I don't really enjoy that personally. So I have my favorite coffee, and I put it in this little, it's called a mochi pot, and it is basically an Italian coffee maker that I put on the stove top. It's pretty beaten up, but it makes the best deep, rich, dark roast coffee. Of course, I use dark roast coffee as well. Making sure that you have your favorite coffee on hand, that's a priority. And I know a lot of times we think, why is this important? But it is important. It's these small things that we want to add to our day to make it feel more joyful. Now, this is one I'm actually still working on myself, but that is cleaning your purse. There is something about cleaning your purse that makes you, I don't know, it feels good, right? It feels good, just like having a clean car, which I can add to this list easily. But having a clean purse is so much nicer than not having a clean purse. And when we can keep it organized and keep everything in the compartments that they're supposed to be, and not have a bag full of receipts that come out every single time we take something out of our bag, It makes you happier, less frustrated, and it's a joy to use your purse again. So consider cleaning out your purse. I try to do it once a week. Sometimes I don't do it because I feel a little bit lazy and don't really want to do it, but the more that I get into the habit of doing it, the better I am at doing it, and the more that I want to, because I'm experiencing that sense of joy every time I open my purse now. So that's definitely one for me to work on, and one I wanted to mention here because it does create joy. The last one I want to talk to you about is household items. So for me, I'm kind of slowly incorporating things that I find lovely that can also be both on display and usable to me because they have a pretty look to them. So this is something that I don't have a lot of yet. It's something I'm working on, just like the purse thing for me. It has been very fun to kind of feel like looking forward to dusting now because I like the way my duster looks, or looking forward to washing the dishes because I like my new wooden scrubber, or cleaning the countertops is a little bit more fun because the towel that I'm using is beautiful. These little things, sweeping up the floor with a pretty broom, I mean, I know they sound insignificant, but when you can look forward to cleaning, I mean, why not make it something that you do and make a priority in your life? Because I certainly don't enjoy scrubbing a toilet, but if I can use something beautiful or have things that smell really nice when I'm cleaning, so it's not just like this toxic fume thing coming at me every time I'm cleaning and this horrible thing I gotta air the house out for, just finding little things like that that make you feel a little bit more joyful as you're going through your day-to-day tasks. As I said before, you can find the entire blog post below if you'd like a few more ideas. I really hope that this video, you found some ideas or found some ways to be a little bit more intentional in your day-to-day life. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like it, please hit that thumbs up. That way I know you like videos like this, and I'll continue to try to make more of these coffee and conversation style videos because I certainly have a lot of topics. And if you have any topics you would like me to either answer or address or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me either through email or leave a comment below is easy enough as well. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you on the next video.